Welcome to the Globetrottin ADs. This podcast is for you, athletic directors, activity coordinators, coaches, and program associates based in international schools around the world. The Globetrottin ADs is proudly hosted by Nick DeForest from the American International School Vienna and Matt Fleming from the American International School of Budapest. Here they are now, Nick and Matt and the Globetrottin ADs.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Globetrottin ADs. We have a special guest today we're going to get into shortly, and our subject of this podcast is the front porch of the school. So we're going to talk with our guest, Julien Draghi, also known as Mr. Juju, in his part of the world in Vilnius, Lithuania. He's the athletic director over there. So we're going to talk about marketing and branding of your sports program. Nick has a lot of input on this as well. I'm interested in this always because it's a great topic of how you can zhuzh up your school and get some cool stuff out there to show off some color, create some pride, and show off your kids in a lot of different ways and the philosophy of your program. So it's a really cool topic. Nick's done a lot of the stuff I've seen at his school, so I'm excited to hear about both of these guys with their artistic touches of what they do. So before we get into it with Julien, I'm going to say, hey, what's up to Nick? Nick, how you doing?
Hey.
See you last weekend, by the way, over here in Budapest.
Yes, it was. It was great to be in Budapest last weekend. Thanks for that big, long intro and a little bit of the back padding for the signage around my school, Matt. Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that. That was good. I know, but it really is a topic that I absolutely love. I think it adds like tremendous value and something that any new AD in a new school can just do right away and make a huge impact, which is exactly what you did, Julien, right? First year in Vilnius. Yeah.
Yes, thank you guys. Thanks for hosting me. I'm excited about talking about and sharing about this topic. That's something I really like, and I think it's important. It's obviously a question of time. Do you have time? Is it top of your list? Mostly it's not. And we're going to try to understand why it should be and what's the advantage to do this.
Oh, great. Before we get into that, maybe tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into international schools and the sports side of it, and maybe also a little bit about this other side of it, which is the branding and marketing stuff.
Yeah. So basically for me, everything started with baseball in France. I'm pretty sure if there was baseball anywhere there, it wouldn't work. I started playing baseball at 8 years old with my older brother, and I enjoying because in France, where I'm from, it was really different language, different culture, rules, and different codes. So the fact to think different was really something good. I played early. I've been selected in the national team for a while, and I was traveling very early at the age of 12. So that's where I really think about international, and at some point I have to pick between a career in baseball and teaching. And I picked teaching for various reasons, mostly because baseball was not a big part of French culture in terms of sports. And then I move on, I get certification and been hired in some French curriculum school. But in 2006, I've been hired for AISV, International School of Paris. And that's funny because at that time, I didn't know anything about international school at all. So I was really teaching and baseball. And after a couple of months in this school, I went on a training to our friend Jonah in Helsinki. And then that's basically changed everything. And I know I would be traveling all my career. So my goal is to teach and to be an AD in different parts of the world. I've been in Cambodia for 4 years, then moved to Singapore. And now that's been my third year in Vilnius. And before I was in Paris for 6 years. So that's really my background. It came from baseball and yeah, just to be different. I like the balance between being an AD and teaching. And that's it. I think in a small family school like this, you can have an impact. Marketing is part of it to create a culture, to create a visual identity, and for marketing, I think it's really have a big impact in the community in terms of education. So that's pretty much my background.
Awesome. Well, that's great. And when we met, I loved the baseball connection. We have a good group of baseball ADs in our CISA group and some of our others. So yeah, absolutely. I appreciate the differentness, because when I coach here in Austria, a lot of the people that I've coached here come to baseball because it's different. It's not soccer. It's not whatever. So that's great.
And actually, I mean, to go on this, it's pretty much the same thing with it's. I think it's really come from culture. I've been a kid in France, growing up with all the teenager in the 90s, all the American cliche, from being the captain of your team, the leather jacket, the TV show, and merchandising. You know, even going out with a cheerleader was something so different, so cliche, that I had some exposure to Japanese baseball as well. So me personally, I'd never been in a team when I was a teenager, and that's something I still regret now. I've never been in a school team. I never had the name of my school on my chest because I was playing in a club. In France, you don't have if you want to play at a good level, that's clubs only. And in school, the level is low, and people don't take it seriously. It's like 2 hours per week. It's kind of mandatory. And now, just being about leading teams, traveling, that's changed my whole vision. And actually, it's funny because, for example, my own son, he plays basketball. He prefers to play for his school than for his club. He's actually quitting his club because of barrier language, because in this club, if you're expat, it's different. Where here, you have friends every day. So through this journey, I really understand the importance of being part of a team and represent the school. And then after you want to represent, you better play with Kyrie's than Decathlon shoes. So that's the same uniform. When our school usually have budget for this, so the idea is really to use it.
Sure. All right, well, let's get into that school that your son is eagerly playing for, because one of the first main things that you did was just absolutely cover your gym in new massive signs, but not just in the gym, also on the outside of the school. Pretty impressive when you show me the pictures, and I've seen the outside signs. You know, why do you think that's an important thing to focus on for someone?
Because for me, when prospective families coming, the first thing they're going to look is a tour of the school. They usually go in the gym. In our local school here, international schools, they don't have the facilities we have. So that's really a point when they visit. This is here you want to go. And another way, the parents pay a lot of money for their kids. So you can give back by at least having a good environment. We're talking about community. My school is 400 kids, more or less. So it's really family. I know many parents. I know all the kids, all the coach, admin. We all know each other. So when you say family, community, that's where we are. So when I arrived, there was no PE kit, for example. And there is pro and con of this. I really like to have a PE kit because it shows some pride. It's so much easier. There is hygiene, there is everything. But kids come to a special place. When they come to the gym, this is for them. It's very cliche, but very special subject lesson they usually love, and that's very social. So you want to give them a good environment. So I arrived. We had this PE kit, and then we revamped the school logo, which was a bit of school and didn't change. When I say we, that's a key point I want to point is my wife is a school graphic designer. She's following me in every school. So when I say I, it's most likely we, and I know I'm very lucky with this because I think I've got a good taste of what it needs to, but she put everything on paper, on uniforms, on banners, and without her, I couldn't do half of what I'm doing, or I do it, but that's way faster. So when you bring in and you try to create branding and a new visual identity, She did this logo that I've got on my cap. And then as soon as we did this, say, let's promote this. Okay, so those signs on the soccer pitch all around, they've been seen, that's a major road coming. They've been seen by thousands of people every week from other parents. And we are the Iron Wolf, and locally, because of this, everybody know who are the Iron Wolf, which school. So even other international school I'm collaborating with, everybody knows. So you creating a brand, and when the brand looks cool, the kids want this. So after you go in basic merch, I didn't do crazy. You go the hoodies, the t-shirt, the caps, and the beanies, because it's pretty cold here. So you want the beanies. That's it. And then kids buy it, and we are really more and more into a family. So being from the outside as much as the inside is very important. Plus, honestly, the budget is ridiculous. For, I don't know, it's all around a soccer pitch, a 7-a-side pitch, so you can see the size. I don't know, it costs like less than 2,000. Yeah. So the game you have, the visibility you have, all the picture, all people coming around, and it showcases the school. You arrive, this is a proper campus, which our campus is pretty old school. That's all, we say Eastern Europe building, and it's not the best building we have, but with stuff like this, with a brand new climbing wall, with all the school color and big sign inside, the inside is less. I think it's $800. Yeah. So that's ridiculous for the price of this, what you get. Of course, not every school got a little budget for marketing, but you have to talk with your admin. You have to talk with your boss and say, this is why we're doing, why is this important? And feedback from the admission is great. They love everything we do with my wife in terms of decoration, because they got great feedback from admission. And you have one, depending on the price they pay for the school, that cover, 10 years of marketing sign. So it's pretty easy to make them understand, but you have to teach your admin. You have to make them understand. You have to sit and say, what is the difference between €60 basketball wall set uniform and a 25 one? And in the long terms, how do you work? Does the kids pay for the uniform? Is it school property? You sign a contract. There is many ways to do it, but they need to understand.
Right. And you feel like you've made a new gym, like looking at the pictures of your gym that I saw before and after the signs, it's almost like a brand new place. So the kids must have just been wowed, when they went in there the first time, the ones that were in school the year before. What has it done to the culture of the school, this new logo, the new signs, not for prospective parents, but for the kids that are there?
I think just pride. When I see I've got all the box with all uniforms, which is okay. The people did what they have to do at that time. It's really depend about your perspective, your philosophy, and your budget. And so they were okay. But of course, when you come and you have a new set, the team pictures, team visiting, but the school, yes, you're right. It changed the world. They want to spend more time in the gym. My gym, every lunch break, high school, middle school, that's packed. They like this place. They're proud of it. They're happy to stay. My gym was not bad because that's 7 years old, 8 years old, but it's pretty good. We have a balcony, and there is this week I'm actually finally putting all the banners, the CISA, the local league, so it's gonna look better. We're gonna talk about the history. That's a classic in but it takes time to through all the history of the school. We're going to celebrate our 30th birthday. So before doing this, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. So it's going to look better. Then you're going to look a good style. We have a good now championship banners. We have the big, our slogan, which I'm pretty happy with it. It's write your own story. So we did search about this. I didn't want to put something too pushy for sports. I want to make sure everybody's involved in this. And when you write your own story, that could be arts, that could be music, that could be MUN. just you lead what you do, and at the end you deserve what you get. So to have a slogan, a pride slogan exists, motivation slogan exists, which was not exclusively sporty, was important for me because there is many other events which are not sports related. So you want everybody, you want to inspire, empower everybody. That's as well the mission of our school. So I think that was good to do this. We have a new fitness room. You didn't see this one as well, but they have the same thing. When you're in the gym working out, you creating your own body, and no one does it for you. So you write your own story, basically. So
about that, because we're in the process. We bought new equipment. It's just arrived recently. We've done a reconfiguration in our fitness room, and with that, we have a lot of bare spots we found. So we're going to need to do, we already met with our marketing team to kind of generate some ideas. We're going to see if we can get some kids involved with maybe a mural or some ideas that they can have some input on. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to that, because even just walking in and seeing the reconfiguration, there's already like that, wow, this is cool. You know, the kids are happy with it. They want to be in there, and we're using the equipment. So,
yeah. But it could come to a budget, but there is so many ways to find a budget. For example, this summer is the 50th birthday of hip hop, and I'm going to do a massive event for this. And I contact graffiti artists. We have a big staircase, which is gray, not looking good. And we're going to put a big walls in this, and it's going to collaborate with different projects. The guy is going to come and do some workshop to teach the kids. So it's half arty and half E, basically. And that's great. And the guy is there is a way to bring. I told him you're going to showcase, and he's going to do it for free. And he's one of the top graffiti artists in Lithuania. So that's another way to do. And then the kids, of course, if that's the graffiti style, they're going to love it. So there is way to figure it out, I think.
Sure. And so with all the banners and everything, are you having that produced locally then in Lithuania, or are you sending it else?
Yes. For the first 3 years, all my merch was I had good contact. I've been working 6 years in Asia, so that's come from Jog Sport, which is using basically the same factory in Thailand, that's in Cambodia, and Under Armour. So we did this because I was very good quality. I looked to do it locally. Of course, you want to go local, but it depends. It really varies on the country. I couldn't have the same color like more than 2 years in a row. And when you do this, you have to think about 3-5 years, because you don't want to change every year. So I go for this, but the banner are local. This is I do foam plastic, which gives some kind of relief, some 3D, so that's pop-up, and it's not expensive. Banner 1 meter by 1 meter, I think it's $15. So I'm planning to put about 20-25. So it's not the biggest part, and it's gonna look the before and after from this, gonna be really a game changer for the kids. And
that's great. The history, and people know I love it. No matter how old the school is, you can start celebrating your history right away, from this season if you haven't. But that's something great for the kids to look. And you'll have to share a picture of those banners with me, as we're starting to redo some of the things we have, hoping to move to a new facility in a couple of years. So I'm always into looking at what other schools do and in their gyms and around it.
Yeah,
So you guys have to go into business together. You could do like some consultancy. You can go around all the school.
I keep telling my wife, because she works in
I'm the guy who does that
company.
Yeah.
And I keep telling her this, you can't underestimate. People don't have, usually in 400-500 students schools, they don't have budget for a graphic designer. Everywhere I went, on different school, different location, different organization, she always start as a freelance for like 3 months. Then after, she's part-time. And when you have a graphic designer in your school, not only for sport, for AD, for everything, as soon as this person leave, you're in trouble. So the amount, and now I'm sure they're going to keep it her. And that's crazy to see. There is so many values. Admission has to be part of this, because that's the first
the brochures and
image when people come.
Yeah.
So, and then promoting social media. I don't have to talk about this website. It's everywhere. And that's how students come, that's parents and staff. You have a proper thing to staff. If I'm a PE teacher and I look at one terrible picture of the gym, I'm not going to be excited.
Yeah.
So that's pop out. That, of course, that's better.
And, it was always my passion. I was design. I was going to go to design school in Toronto before I decided to play baseball, which was a good decision. But it's always been my passion. So before we had a marketing department at our school, I started designing signs and things for our gym because that's what I like to do. And I knew we wanted to spice it up. And you've mentioned your wife. Matt mentioned students briefly. So, as an AD that isn't like me or doesn't have a wife like you, do they need to have a professional redo stuff like this? Can they get a student task force to design things? What do you think about that?
It's really, really personal. That depends on what is your goal. Of course, for me, I want to go professional. I'm always excited when, I don't know, MLB team, NBA teams, they release, the video of a new city edition. I'm so excited about those kind of content because they really showcase new design, how you can be, the new school, old school, the history. And that's something I really like. So if you want this level, if you want this to be sharp, marketable, that people really gonna buy a polo. I want a daddy or a parent go to this golf course with my Wolf logo on his polo, right. And he's proud because when you go t-shirt on tournament t-shirt, you're wearing for PE. I'm not sure you're wearing it outside of your school because it's kids who got the main ID. It's nice, but it's not a brand that I'm gonna go outside. So kids can be involved. For example, I create my own league here, a local league, because there was no local league, and we asked from the 4 different schools. We did a design competition. They came up with an idea, and that was pretty much a bridge because we are living on a river and we connect to each other through the bridge. There is many, many pros on this. And then I give it to my wife, then she redesigns the idea in a professional way. So a combo like this could be good. But if you're looking to change the entire dynamic and change the visual identity and a board book, a mood board, a brand book, then you can get a freelance. I mean, I know there is website who do this, but you can go on a one-shot freelance, maybe 500. I don't know the price exactly, but that's an option. Or you have a really talented students and you give them the what you want and they can produce it as well. So it's really, really personal. I know a lot of school are attached with having logo made by students, like, for example, the cover of your yearbook. Right. This is because this is internal. People are proud. They do a yearbook cover competition. But when you represent your city, your school, sometimes your country outside, I've been so many tournaments where I feel, I can't say I feel bad for the kids, but or not much more, you can give so much more. Right. So really, where is your priority? But one more time, it's to talk to you and me.
Hey, Matt, what about you at your school? You redid Sparky. Sparky, people know as Matt's flame logo, the Blazers. Did you use kids in that, or how did that come about?
No, in the end, we used a local graphic designer who kind of just took the old one, which was actually, this is a throwback one here, and just kind of modernized it and cleaned it up a little bit, I suppose. So as far as the kid input, there actually really wasn't a whole lot. I think we had tried to do that, but in the end, the idea was to go with a professional.
Yeah.
So we have a secondary one now, the Shield as well, which is a secondary logo we use quite a bit.
Yeah. I think I've had success, Juju, with you said, like combining, starting an idea with the kids and then finishing it off, professionally. I consider myself, I think, professional. But I've done, quotes around school, and I've asked the kids input for quotes. They had a contest or what quote, or they've picked the quotes, but then I made the signs look nice, input where you can, but ultimately, like you said, it represents more than just the external,
okay.
right?
But some people might not be okay with my approach. If that was me, entirely 100% me, I would say no kids around this. But maybe I'm thinking too big, or I've got this culture where I'm not pro-American at all, but when you look at the American culture, you can't get better than this for marketing, entertainment. When I just went to the States for an NBA trip, and you go those show, whatever they do, I'm like a kid in a candy store looking at details. So that's it. You see, it is a work. Then, of course, you want to give some role. I've got an athletic student council. They do some stuff, and stuff like this is interesting. You can use, for example, next year, I want to have my grade 11 and 12 don't have PE. I want to create a sports management elective, which I think it's an option for them to get a link with business, arts, design, and sports in general, where you do some study case and being creative and organizing events and have the commercial aspect of this job it could be interesting. So that's something for a trimester. They can work on this, how to promote in different ways. They're way better for us and promoting, I mean, social media and everything. They are doing better than us. So let's use it. That's an option as well.
And what, our three schools, like, well, I'm the Knights, Blazers, Iron Wolf. Iron Wolves and Blazers are pretty unique, but all three of us have our own logo. It's not copied from another, the Las Vegas Knights, for example. I didn't copy the logo, but I see that a lot in U.S. high schools and some other schools of, they're the Mustangs, and it's the same Mustang logo that is on a car, for example. But, they're not really unique. And
you see a lot, like the Green Bay Packers and the
right,
yeah, whatever that font is, and Georgia has the same way. You see that a lot with schools, for example.
And they keep reusing them, right? And I think, those are, I don't think international schools for the most part do that, but I think if there's schools out there, like, they have your own unique logo. It doesn't have to be the name, there's lots of Knights, but then our own logo. But even more, like the Iron Wolves, I don't know another Iron Wolves. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, did you come up with that?
No.
Was already there?
Sometimes I'm happy with and sometimes we just go Wolves because that's easier. But yeah, there is some history here in Vilnius. On this, you can see the Gedimino Tower. This is a V for Vilnius. The nose is a hot air balloon because that's one of the only city in Europe you can go over the city. So if you look, the fur is Lithuanian trees, but that's the color is amber because we have amber. So you can tell a story. I don't know if in your podcast you can even share this document, but that's very interesting. There is a lot of meaning. And right now I'm doing in PE unit about sports and model. Some of you might know what it is, where there are different jobs, different roles, and some of it in their team are graphic designers. So I try to teach them why, if you pick a color, you have to justify. Everything you do is not for free. You have to justify, otherwise it doesn't make sense. If you copy and paste, as you just said, all the American logos, there is a billion of logo. You want to tell your own story, and you want, especially for the audience we got, kids are traveling. There is a huge turnover. They're traveling the world. I will be so happy in, in Guatemala that my kid's going to have his own Iron Wolf cap, and he will keep it as a souvenir, something like this. So I think it's important because those kids are a different history. They're traveling the world everywhere, and they need some memories, and a simple cap like this could be this. Yeah. So I think it's great to make it really personalized and not copy and paste too much.
No, that's great. And absolutely, I'll share a picture of the gym. I'll post on Twitter, and then I'll look at the logo. If you haven't sent me just the logo, I'll put that right on there, and that'd be great.
Okay. What did you say about the fitness room? Is that updated as well, or is that a plan?
Yeah. No. That's we decide not to have a lot of machines, something a workout place. It's more CrossFit, yoga, dance styles, and having machines, and you don't really have to worry about safety because there is nothing really big and But yes, we put the same logo, different color. Just kids are dying to spend, so we are struggling. Do we let the senior go on their own? There is a couple of bar and some weights. It's an ongoing topic. Do they sign a liability form or something like this? Do you have a contract and you lose your privilege? For us, we use it every Thursday. Every Thursday is a special day. They don't go on their unit. They either go on the climbing wall because it's new, or they go in the fitness room, or they do outdoor activities, and we rotate. So that's something they use every week, and that's it. I've got more and more staff using it. We have a little kind of cross-street group. There is a yoga lesson, and we expect more because you want this for your staff, because it's all pandemic, all about well-being. Are you happy at home? Is what is better for a boss or a principal to have your staff watching their Facebook, or maybe it's to school, or their TikTok for, I don't know, so 1 hour at lunch, or they go in the gym or on the climbing wall just to get some work done and feel better at the end of the day. Less stress. It's very trendy and cliche, but it's so true. So step by step, you don't change a culture just like this. It's always 2-3 years, but I keep doing it, and I'm really happy to see a before and after. And my goal is really to come and at least for this aspect to be a game changer, and to send the school in the right track, because not everybody got this education. Some people don't care about a logo. It's just a logo. They're not proud to see it, whether it's the right thing, the good color or not. For some people, they don't care, but kids, I tell you, they care, parents, and the majority, and you have to teach them, actually.
Kukri are a global multi-sport clothing brand specializing in providing the world's most prestigious schools with bespoke made and designed team uniforms for students of all standards and abilities. If you are frustrated by inconsistent colors, branding, costs, and sizing across your school's uniforms, then it's time to discuss an offering where every sport is available, from softball to soccer, for male and female athletes, at rates to suit your budget. To find out how Kukri could elevate the apparel of your student athletes to a professional level, email the team at contact@kukrisports.com. A dedicated sales manager will offer you a quote today. Mention this ad and receive a special offer on your coach or PE staff order. Julien, it's great. I love this topic. I think all three of us realize how important it is for our kids and school whole communities, right? So I love talking about it. It was the first article I ever wrote was about signage, and I just would always love seeing examples. So I want to share your examples out there. And if people listen have done a cool project at their school, share your stuff with us. It's great to see. Great to see.
Yeah, I went.
All right. Thanks once again, Julien, for joining us today and offering those insights. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing your designs. I didn't get a chance to see it when we were in Vilnius for the CISA meetings last month, so I'll have to wait till next time I go to Vilnius or just online. But thanks again for sharing out, and hopefully somebody will listen to this and get some inspiration, put some more color and pizzazz in your program and your facilities. And thanks again for sharing it out.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Until next week, this has been another episode of the Globetrottin ADs.